Banteay Srei, meaning Citadel of the Women, is a 10th century Cambodian temple dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva, located in the area of Angkor, 25 kilometers northeast of the main group of temples that once belonged to the medieval capitals of Yasodharapura and Angkor Thom. Banteay Srei is built largely of red sandstone, a medium that lends itself to the elaborate decorative wall carvings, which are still observable today. The buildings themselves are miniature in scale, unusually so when measured by the standards of Angkorian construction. These factors have made the temple extremely popular with tourists, and have led to its being widely praised as a precious gem, or the jewel of Khmer art. Banteay Srei was the only major temple at Angkor not built by a monarch. Its construction is credited to the courtiers named Vishnukumara and Yajnavarah. Yajnavarah was a scholar and philanthropist who helped those who suffered from illness, injustice, or poverty. His pupil was the future King Jayavarman V. Originally, the temple was surrounded by a town called Asfarapura. Banteay Srei was subject to further expansion and rebuilding work in the 11th century. At some point it came under the control of the king, and had its original dedication changed. It remained in use at least until the 14th century, according to the last known inscription. Kravan is a small 10th century temple, consisting of 5 reddish brick towers on a common terrace at Angkor, south of the artificial lake, Viray. Its original Sanskrit name is unknown. The modern name in Khmer, Prasat Kravan, means Manoranjitham temple. The temple was dedicated to Vishnu. The temple is oriented to the east and surrounded by a small moat. Its exterior is striking for its classical lines and symmetry. The central and the south tower have superstructures which take advantage of false perspective, by simple means of diminishing tiers. The sanctuary's interiors are remarkable for the large bas-relief depictions of Vishnu and Lakshmi that have been carved into the walls of reddish brick. This type of sculptured artwork is rather common in Cham temples, but rare in known Khmer monuments. The so-called Angkorian Empire dominated Southeast Asia, from the China Sea to the Bay of Bengal, between the 9th and 15th centuries of our era. Its monuments and temples are located near the current city of Siem Reap, and were declared a World Heritage Site of Humanity by UNESCO in 1992. Angkor is an ancient Sanskrit word for city. The words Thom and Wat are from the current Khmer language for big and pagoda respectively. Thus Angkor Thom can be understood as the great city, and Angkor Wat as the city of the temple. The primitive Khmer animist polytheistic religion was progressively supplanted by religions from India, whose merchants had to spend several months in Cambodia waiting for the rainy season to end before returning to their country. Hinduism was the dominant religion until the 12th century, by which time most of the temples had been erected. And with this video we end the trip to Cambodia. I hope you liked it. Stay tuned for more Marco Loco trips, and remember, there is a world out there.